Welcome, one and all. This is Ben and Scott's YouTube channel. I'm sorry, that cat is so cute. That's Momo or is
This
that
is
Fender?
Momo, and we're about to get gripped. So
I
get ready
love
to.
Momo.
Just kidding.
Squeeze the cat. No, don't hurt
No,
Momo. He's
no,
perfect. No, Momo.
no, Momo.
We'll
We do
just do
not squeeze him too tight. That's what I tell my daughter. Just be soft.
Be soft. Be gentle.
Oh
Only
man, we haven't
soft
done one of
tickles.
these. We haven't done one of these in a second. A hot minute.
Dude, we have so much to catch up on.
I've had time to read
Probably.
2 books, and I'm a slow reader.
Whoa, wait. Tell me. I want to know what books you reading.
Okay, so Scott, you had a #1 book last year, Project Hail Mary,
That's right.
by
Yes, I did.
Andy Wirtz.
Weir?
Weir?
I
Andy
don't know how to
Weir.
say it. Weir.
And I read it. I read it in a all dude book club out here. It's the first book we've read in our book club, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm actually curious to ask you why it was your favorite, because I think you've read a lot of books. It's not so much of a. It's not very philosophical. It's a narrative. It's a good story. Why was it your favorite?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, last year I read a pretty wide range of books. Some were like more philosophical. Some were pretty like head scratchy, or like they were nonfiction. A lot of them, and had really good stories and motivation. This one, it's straight up just plot. It's just what's going to happen next. Why are they here? What's going on? It's sci-fi. And in terms of why it was my favorite book last year, I think what it was is just I couldn't put it down. Like I had the audiobook version and I kept wanting to like just listen to it nonstop.
I've
To an
heard the
extent where-
audiobook was so good.
Yes, the audiobook is very good. And yeah, it was just, I realized compared to every other book, I just had to keep going and I had to finish it. And it was just a lot of fun.
You know they're making
Lot
it
of fun.
into a movie.
I have heard that. With
Do you know who's starring it?
Yeah, Ken. Why am I blanking on his name?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. I think that'll be freaking awesome.
I thought that was a good
Also-
casting choice.
Great casting choice. And did you see I guess it's out, but I've only seen the trailer. It's for a Netflix space movie with Adam Sandler, and he's in space and he's with a giant spider. And I was
I
like,
saw that.
that is Project Hail Mary.
It seems a lot more of a serious tone.
It does. It
Like
seems a
more
lot more like psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, how are we all on the same page here? I noticed, like,
I know.
I don't know what it is about studios and everything, but I feel like we as a society sometimes get all on the same wavelength. If you look back, the way I noticed this the first time was Megamind was coming out and Despicable Me was coming out at the same time. And there was like these other ones too. I'm like, how did these two very different studios and Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph also, I think, came out around the same time.
All about the villains,
How come everybody decided to get on this page of like, let's write about villains and how they're actually not really villains? That's when I noticed. I was like, we're all on the same wavelength here. What's going on?
Lonely spacemen trapped with spider-like creatures.
Yeah. Project Hail Mary, though,
Era.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, what's your take? Good?
Oh, yeah. Great book. I'm very excited to see the movie. I think that they could have explored characters more. This isn't really a spoiler of the book, but towards the beginning, he wakes up on a spaceship and like has no idea what's going on. And there's just certain characters that you discover, like he recalls having a relationship with them, because he had. Well, let me explain a little bit better, Scott. You know the book, but the people listening, the 12 people who are going to watch this, will not know.
I think 12 is pretty generous.
I think 12 might be our highest viewed video.
Yeah.
And it's your Bloodborne one.
Yes. Wait, is it? Oh, that's so
that might
funny.
actually be in the 60s. I think maybe we can make content that's a little bit more engaging. But anyways, our 12 listeners, our main hero wakes up on a spaceship with amnesia, and he realizes that certain people that were on the spaceship with him are no longer on there with him, and he recalls that he was close to them, but
Oh, I think I know what
we
you're talking
don't really
about.
ever, when we get like flashbacks throughout the book, we never really establish why he was close to them or like why we should feel sad. But I will say,
I agree
Scott,
with that.
there's a part of the book that I'm really grateful nobody spoiled for me, and I will also do the same to anybody listening. There's a certain part towards the beginning, maybe a good third of the way through of the book, where something comes into the story that just brought so much
Game changer.
delight. Yeah, I was not expecting it to go that route. And that was just, I think that whole part of the book and for the rest of it just made it so enjoyable and enticing to watch and read.
Yes. Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. And I had the same experience where I went into the book pretty blind. Just someone recommended it to me, and that's all I knew about it was that it's good and that there's a spaceman on the cover. So I'm like, it's probably in space. And yeah, there's some twists and turns that like you start reading one book and you finish the book reading a totally different book, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was
Have you
really
seen
good.
Last Night in Soho?
Last Night in Soho.
It's directed by who directed Scott Pilgrim and Baby Driver?
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright. It's directed by Edgar Wright. It's kind of like that movie. Well, you actually might like it, but you start the movie watching like one genre of movie, and then slowly the genre of the movie goes all over the place, and by the end you're watching something you had no idea what you're expecting.
Is that the movie
crazy.
with Anya Taylor-Joy and that other girl from? Okay. I have heard of it. Matt Smith is in it. Matt Smith, he was a doctor. He was a Doctor Who. He's in Game of Thrones, a new Game of Thrones show.
Oh, does he kind of have a weird face?
He does have a weird face, like kind of handsome, kind of not.
Yeah, kind of like a Benedict Cumberbatch
Yeah.
question. Where it's
I call it like ugly.
It's like
handsome.
I think you're handsome, but I don't know why.
Yeah, ugly handsome. I think. Ooh, man. There's Rachel and I talk about this sometimes too. There's a lot of actors that I think fit that realm, but not really a lot of actresses fit that realm. I would say most actresses are, inarguably, very beautiful.
Let me push back a little bit with Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she's really pretty, but I also think she looks kind of like an alien.
Okay,
just saying.
I see what you're saying, but it's still like beautiful. Like it's unique features, but I wouldn't say those features. Would you classify those features like? Would you consider some people might think that's ugly?
Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
And I don't think either of us are saying at all that we think Anya Taylor-Joy is ugly whatsoever. But we're just classifying like, well, is it possible?
Right.
There's.
I just don't want to get canceled by the Doctor Who community or the Princess Peach community, I guess.
We can get canceled by the Doctor Who community. They're not that powerful. I used to be kind of a Whovian. I used to be kind of a Whovian back in high school.
Oh, say more.
Yeah, I was sick one weekend. I had pneumonia. No. This is actually, I was sick after I got my wisdom teeth out. And I was
really? You were, oof. Like you got sick afterwards or because of it?
Goodness. I had the worst wisdom teeth experience of my whole life. So,
I mean, hopefully that's the only one.
I got my wisdom teeth removed, which most people do. But what was unique about my situation is I was awake the whole time. They didn't put me under. No anesthesia. And I've heard rare cases, people sometimes go through that. It is a miserable experience, especially if you don't get numbed up well enough in a certain area. It's terrible. I think it should be illegal. Numbed up? I was numbed up. They gave me a ton of shots, but yeah, I felt it pretty hard here on my bottom left molar. But
dude, I'm
anyways,
so sorry
I was recovering and I had it recommended to me, and everyone's like, watch the Weeping Angels episode. And so I did. And it was really good. I think that Doctor Who it lives best when you just appreciate it's cheesy and stupid, but it's like so fun.
All right, good to know. I never got into it myself, but Julia has gotten into it before.
Really?
So
okay, so she's a ex-Whovian?
I mean, sure. I don't know how to classify the current or previous, whatever you call it.
Well, ask her what her favorite doctor is, or who her favorite doctor is. and we'll
I shall
learn from that.
She may pop back in the room just in a second.
Yeah, I just noticed she just scurried off.
Just into the night.
Okay, so yeah, I read that book. Really good.
Okay, so Project Hail Mary, good stuff.
Very good. I'd recommend it. It's definitely like a blockbuster book, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to make it into a movie. I would recommend. I think this is one of the for Dune, the Dune films. I'd recommend. And don't read the books. Watch the movies first, and then maybe read the books because it's kind of nice to go in blind. For Hail Mary, I'd say you probably want to read the book before the movie. I think you'll be more excited about it.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, and then the other book I read was Mistborn.
Oh, that's right.
My first Brandon
Sanderson.
Sanderson.
This already.
But we haven't had a chance to talk about it.
I know, I've missed you.
I know, it's been too long. The last time, in fact, at the end of this video, at the end of this podcast, for those who are listening, I will edit together a little compilation of the little videos we got together when you came to New York.
Oh, right. Yes.
It'll be the little finale of this video. But yeah, I listened to Mistborn, and I found myself really enjoying it. I thought it was amazing world building. I'm excited to read more. I just haven't been able to because I've been a little busy, and I do it through the library, and I don't have enough time to read the books in the time the library allows me to check them out. They're long, and if I want to listen to them, I think Mistborn was 45 hours or something to listen to, and then when I got the next one, it was even longer. I was I'm listening at double speed. It's taken a long time, so it will happen one day. I really enjoyed it. But Scott, what about you? What have you been up to?
Well, let me start with books because you opened with books. So I'll talk about my books.
Maybe this will be a book episode.
Maybe it's the books we read. Right now, so I just finished a book called The Sea of Tranquility. And then right now I'm reading a book by the same author called Glass Hotel. And I went into both of these completely blind. I don't really know what they're about. They were just on my recommendation. Whenever I get a recommendation for something, I'll put it on my Goodreads. And then with time, I'll forget who gave me the recommendation or why. So I usually go in pretty blind to these things. But The Sea of Tranquility, I think, was very good. I'll just kind of give you the loose premise, the first couple chapters. You first, it's fiction. You are following this one guy in 1902 or 1912 or something, and he is from England and he's sailing to Canada. And then you read a couple chapters of his journey, and then it switches to someone in 2020, our era, and it's about an author in New York talking to people, and you're like, okay, this is weird. Why am I following this person? And then you read a couple chapters, and then it switches to the year 2200 and 2 or something. And then you read about this random person, whoa, okay, now we're in the future. I think that one's actually the author. I forget what the other person was. And then you're like, okay, when am I going to know what's going on here? And then the plot jumps forward another 200 or 300 years. And you read about somebody else going on. And then it all it makes sense why you learn about these disparate characters in different times eventually that I won't spoil. But it was a very interesting read. And I kind of devoured it. I just read it in a few days, which was...
How long was it?
Crazy. Not too long. I have it in the other room I could show you. It's not too long. But
okay.
It's good. Yeah, nothing nice. I would give it 3 or 4 stars. Nothing that I'm raving about, but it was good.
Time
good ride. Yeah.
Rachel is having me read some of her books because she's gotten very excited about them. And the way she presented it to me was like this. She said, Ben, how would you feel if I watched you play Alan Wake 2? I experienced the playthrough and story of Alan Wake 2. And I was like, oh, go on. I was like, Rachel, it's kind of scary. This is not the type of stuff you normally partake of. And then she said, but you have to read these books that she really loves. Have you ever heard of A Court of Thorns and Roses?
Oh, I've heard of it. Is that dragons?
I don't think there's dragons in there. The Fourth Wing has dragons, and they're kind of talked about in the same sentences, but A Court of Thorns and Roses follows like this world where there's fairies, and these fairies are very sexy and they're very powerful.
You know what? Stop right there. I'm going to read this right away.
And you follow this girl. I don't even know how to say her name. Feyre. And Rachel has really liked these books. Some could consider that they're smut, but by certain calculations online, I think a book is considered smut if like there's more than like 30% of the book has to do with like sexy time.
What percentage? So are you reading it, and what percentage would you give it?
Well, Rachel online, apparently, I think there's like 6% sexy time.
Oh, that's nothing.
And Rachel tells me she skips through those parts, and I think I believe her. And I do too, besides these little glimpses where she's like biting her lip at the length of him. So.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm reading.
Got demonetized, Ben. All of the money we're making.
No, don't worry. I made sure to do this after the 15-second mark at the beginning. So I think we're good.
Oh, got it. Cool.
Yeah. So now we're going to go. Ooh, what'd you just sniff? Which oil?
This one, Wild Orange doTERRA.
Nice. Wild Orange doTERRA.
Pretty sweet.
Little call out. Sponsor us, doTERRA.
doTERRists, get in this.
She actually had me skip a lot of the first book because she thought it was boring and get to like the meatier part. And I mean, it's good. I'm trying to be open-minded in like this kind of romance genre. And
so you would classify it as a romance.
It's 100% romance. Yeah, this is
100% romance, but it's like fantasy romance.
It's fantasy romance, and it. I mean, there's elements of like war and other things. Like, it's not just that. Sure. I think there's a lot of like woman empowerment involved.
Heck yeah!
But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I'm really excited that Rachel really likes it. She's actually been filming me a lot, like saying what I think, because I think there's like a TikTok audience of people being really into it. So, anyways, maybe you and Julia will take a spin with ACOTAR.
If you finish the book and you recommend it, I will for sure read it. I'm always looking for good books. And, kind of pushing my horizons out, Do
you and Julia ever read books together?
Yes. Especially if we're doing like car trips and stuff, we'll cue an audiobook together.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And then even after that, even if we're not like driving together sometimes I'll read a book, and if I liked it, I'll be like, Julia, you have to read it, and vice versa. And then we'll do that. So
nice.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like I had subscribed to Audible service
it gives you like
for a
credits.
long time.
Yeah.
But I went through a long stretch of not ever using it. And so I just have a whole bunch of banked Audible credits, which is pretty sweet because now I get to just use them whenever.
That's nice, yeah.
Anyway, so
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
If you use Spotify Premium, a lot of first books in series are free on Audible.
That is very good to know. I'm Spotify something. I pay for it. Are there different classes of Spotify? Do you know?
I think there's like Spotify Family, Spotify Duo, but I think if you pay for it, you have Spotify Premium.
Got it.
And they're
introducing whenever it was like in college, and they gave you a Spotify Hulu deal. So whatever that was, I'm still subscribed to that same thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they just can't break that contract, because I use that, and my whole family does too. That's kind of like my donation as I take their streaming services.
There you go.
I have a little something. I have some neck in the game. Skin in the game, is that the right word?
It's skin in the game, but neck in the game is pretty good too.
It's from my neck. Okay, let's keep talking about media stuff. Have you watched Xmen 97?
No, but I don't know why I haven't, because I'd be really into it. Have you, and what are your thoughts?
It's so good.
Okay.
Like, the hype is real. You're not so much on social media.
No, I've been gloriously pretty much off of it.
I'm ungloriously on it, and it's been pretty unanimously like loved. It's really well done. In the first like 3 episodes, like I'm in tears. It's emotional. The stakes are high. I could give you like the little premise of what it starts out like. So
Yeah, please.
Xavier, I don't remember. I remember watching the old X-Men show when I was a kid. I never really understood what was going on, but I liked the characters. So if you are similar in that,
I was really in I was really into X-Men Evolution, which was like it was like the mid-aughts X-Men show where they're like teenager X-Men at the thing. And that is probably honestly what jump-started my like interest in comic books and all things Marvel and DC in general. So I owe a lot to X-Men.
I don't remember X-Men Evolution at all.
It's really good.
I'll have to check it out because
I don't know if it's still good. Like I liked it when I was in like middle school and high school, so I don't know if it ages well or not. But anyway, that's a sidebar.
But you watched the old X-Men 90s show a bit, right?
Not really.
Okay. You're familiar enough with the characters. That's kind of all you need to know. Yeah. And what you need to know going into this too is like Xavier is thought dead. Cyclops is the new leader of the X-Men.
Okay.
Jean Grey is pregnant with their baby.
Oh.
And there's a lot of things going well for mutants in the world. Like there's, deals with the United Nations and stuff like that. But a lot of things still aren't good. Like it's just like as they take a step forward for mutant human rights, there's like 2 steps back by hate groups. And it's really powerful. A lot of the monologues, I think the writing is really well done. And I'm very impressed because with this world where Marvel has kind of felt oversaturated, this feels like a breath of fresh air. Like, wait, yeah, we can write good things. And this is really enjoyable. And
we can do it.
This isn't a spoiler at all, but there's no lines of dialogue. There's just like 2 quick cut scenes with like Spider-Man and Daredevil doing stuff.
They're in it too? Oh, great.
Like 2 seconds.
Sure.
But it's just like, oh, they exist. I love these characters.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it. You got to check it out. I think our 12 viewers would love to hear our thoughts on it.
Oh, dude, sign me up. And this is on Disney Plus, I assume, right?
Disney Plus. Every episode's like 30 minutes long. 10 episodes.
Awesome. And back when the original like 90s X-Men show was happening, it was either probably PG or like PG-13 level. How would you rate the maturity of it?
PG-13.
Like, pretty much the same. PG-13? Cool.
Yeah. There was a part in episode.
I'm not like sensitive to it. I'm just kind of curious, like what direction they would go.
I think like it's pretty mature. There's a part like they have heavy subjects in X-Men, which it made me realize like the X-Men are so important in Marvel. Like they have the best stories. They represent like people who feel underrepresented. A lot of people might think like Marvel's woke, Marvel's pushing an agenda, but they haven't made X-Men, and X-Men is woke. X-Men is the agenda. Like
it is oh yeah, dude. Amen.
So I'm really excited to see what the future is.
Decades, like I don't really know this like firsthand. I'm not like really involved with all this, but I have heard that like for decades the LGBTQ plus community has like latched on to the X-Men story and be like, yeah, I really relate with like this group of mutants who are being hated on for something they don't have control over, and they just want to live peacefully and be, and it's like, oh, I hear you, man.
Yeah, Magneto in particular in this show is phenomenal.
Sweet.
Who's your favorite X-Men?
Pretty much forever, it's been Nightcrawler.
I was going to say Nightcrawler too.
Wait, really? Is he in this?
I was.
Is he in 97?
Yeah, he is in 97. Yes. He's awesome.
I have other favorites too, but like even since I was a kid, it's like always been Nightcrawler.
He's
cool as power. Yeah.
You know what's lame about Nightcrawler though? It's not even about him. It's about his mom.
Oh, yeah.
She gave him up because he was too blue.
It's pretty rich coming from Mystique.
Yeah, like they talk about it in the show. Like Nightcrawler's talking to Rogue, and he's just like, yeah, like we all went through hard stuff. My mom gave me up because I was really blue. Like, what the heck, Mystique? Like that's messed up.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, there's not a lot that like makes sense with X-Men, but it doesn't matter because the characters are just so fun. They're so well done. Like they're the most emotional out of all the characters.
And I think something that really it tapped into for me, at least with like X-Men Evolution, is you get a little bit of Harry Potter feelings mixed up with it, where they're at a boarding school and they're all these gifted youngsters, and it's like, I wanted so bad to live at the Xavier School for the Gifted. Like that was like a type of Hogwarts, you know. And anyway, yeah, it's just cool. It's like you don't have to come up with all these crazy radioactive lab experiments. It's just like, now people just got powers, and we're just gonna delve into like the human condition, bro. The mutant condition, bro. Ever heard of it?
Yeah. It's so interesting.
Anyway.
And like there's so much drama that like I think X-Men does the best. For example, there's like time travel and like seeing future versions of things and like
Oh, totally.
clones and these other situations.
Robots.
And you're just like, yeah, this makes sense. It's the X-Men. Like I'll accept it. Whereas like if Spider-Man or Captain America did anything like that, you'd roll your eyes and just like, oh my gosh, they're just trying to write themselves out of this one.
They're
but
jumping the shark.
For some reason, X-Men can just get away with just about anything because it's already so weird and strange.
It's pretty sci-fi and fantastical. So keep it rolling. Well, okay, I'm taking that recommendation. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, please check it out.
X-Men 97. That's awesome.
Let's see. Any other media that? Oh no, please.
You know what I've been watching? That actually I have a project question I would run by you is Lost. I've been a Lost fanboy since forever.
I thought so.
I'm a huge fan, and Julia is watching it for the first time, and so I'm there in the co-pilot seat, just watching this all play out, and it makes me happy.
Oh yeah, that actually sounds like I explained earlier what Rachel and I are doing with these books and Alan Wake. But
you're reading that book for her. Julia is watching Lost for me, and
they love us.
They love us. I love you. I don't know where she is.
Rachel's talking to her parents right now. That's really fun, man. I've watched a bit of Lost. I'll admit I haven't gotten into it, but no reason for the show. I just dropped the ball.
All good. Well, so here's my question for you is, I might have already brought this up, so forgive me if I've already asked you this, but I'm thinking about doing a Man of Recaps chunk of videos, episode by episode for Lost.
You should.
What are your thoughts?
Yes, that sounds great. I'm
great.
so glad we're talking about this because this won't be a surprise either, but I've been thinking about dedicating like the gaming side of what I do to like all things Alan Wake related. Like, and I was thinking about starting a TikTok where I just like make TikTok like edits of Alan Wake and
do it. Oh my gosh, please do this.
Well, you know what the side reason is thinking? Like, I have friends, like I'll say acquaintances, they created like a Dune fan account and it got so popular that they got invited to the red carpet premiere of Dune. And
sweet.
I was just like, people need to realize like social media matters nowadays. Like companies want to latch on to social media. Like how can they be represented and market their product through social media? Yeah. So if you dedicate yourself to like a niche, you
gotta be a niche.
Might be like the influencer of that niche online, however small it is. So I'm kind of fingers crossed. Like if I play my cards right and I like become kind of like this knowledge of the Remedy verse, then maybe I can go and check out like a day where they're filming, or like be an extra shadow dancer in the background of.
Oh my gosh, dude! If you ever become an extra anywhere in Alan Wake, I would cry so many happy tears for you.
Yeah, that's a dream. Even just like helping on the production, because I work in film. Helping on the production would be great. But for your Man of Recaps thing for Lost, would you do episode by episode?
Yeah, because if you go online, there's already tons of recaps of the seasons, like each season and or just the whole show in general, because I think a lot of people want to know what happens in Lost, but not really watch 6 seasons of like really slow paced drama. I want to do like 2 to 3 minute recaps of each episode. And so it'd be like pretty long, but I don't know, just watching this rewatching Lost with Julie right now, I feel kind of like called to it. Like I feel like I have to do this. Like,
Yes.
I love Lost that much. It would just be like my love letter of like getting people who don't know anything about Lost maybe to appreciate it, and then people who already love Lost to not just get like the bite-sized like, okay, here's what happened in the show, but like they can experience the little bits of each episode. Anyway, so that's my pitch to myself, I guess.
I support you. Let's get it done. How can we hold ourselves accountable here? What can we do to like make it happen? I know we created that Google sheet.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's use a sheet. Here's the things that I need. If I do it, I want to commit to it. I want to get a green screen and I want to get a good mic. I don't think this like headset mic is super good. So I want to get like a lav mic probably. And then from there, I think I already have all the seasons and I have video editing software now. So it's like, I don't think I have an excuse. I got to do it.
Yeah. You should totally do it.
I think what we should do is we should commit and we hold each other accountable to making the first episode of whatever our project is by a certain date. And then from there, we'll actually it'll give us a better idea of like, do we really want to like, dump all this time and energy into it?
That's a good idea. So we could review it together.
Trying it out.
Yeah. We can like watch it and then do a podcast reviewing our thing and just talk about like, okay, let's be honest. How do we think?
How do we do?
I think that's a good idea. I am trying to figure out when the best time for me to do that stuff is. Because I'll be honest, like I film stuff for my own personal YouTube channel.
Right.
And I've had to deal with so many technical failures that I've had to start over multiple times. So
my heart.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but like usually if I have to redo it, it ends up being better than the first time. So I'm kind of excited. Things have just been kind of busy lately. I've got like a new calling at church and I got
Are you the prophet?
Like a lot of shoots. I'm the prophet now of the of the BLDS.
Of the LDS? Wait, real quick. If you were an apostle, got it. Would you go by Elder Benjamin Letter Mueller or Elder Letter or Elder B middle name Mueller?
I always thought that was so strange why they do that.
What is your middle name, by the way?
Lewis.
Okay, so it's either Elder B. Lewis Mueller or, and now presenting Elder Ben L. Mueller. Which one do you like better?
The second one sounded better to me.
Okay, cool. Okay.
What about you? You SK. What's your middle name?
My name is Alan, so it'd be either
what? What?
Alan.
Hold on. Wait.
I know.
Wait. Why have we not talked about that? That's why I feel so connected to you.
Yeah. And it's spelled the same way as Alan Wake. It's ALAN.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Anyways,
connections there, man.
What is it again? I'm sorry.
So it's either going to be Elder Scott A. Knutson or Elder S. Allen Knutson. I think S. Allen Knutson has a better ring to it. There's less consonants in it. It flows better. But like, I don't go by Allen, so I'd probably do it anyway, just to like switch things up. So I know people who it'd help me know who's like my actual friends and who just knows me from.
Maybe that's why they do it.
Yeah, if they're calling him Dieter, he's like, you're not my friend. I don't go by Dieter. I go by
Mackenzie.
Dieter. I don't know his middle name. I know it's F.
Oh yeah, Frankfurt.
It's a Frankfurt. Uchtdorf. He does not sound like that.
We got to fly the planes to the Frankfurt.
Anyway, sorry. So you've been busy with technical failures and a church. What is your church calling, by the way?
I got called into the Stake Young Men's presidency.
Whoa, Steak World. Wow.
Here's the complicated part.
Tell me.
Our stake is mostly Spanish wards and branches.
Oh.
So I'm one of the few only English speakers. I wish I spoke another language. But I'm one of the few
Aren't you learning Japanese on Duolingo?
I am, which is a shame because that's not going to help me here.
You'd be surprised. A lot of youths, they're into anime.
I have talked to kids about anime. But anyways, got that. And then just like, I have 4 commercial shoots we're doing at work the next month. And it's just been pretty consuming. We have a big shoot on Wednesday. where I've had to kind of orchestrate getting like 4 professional dogs and talent and a set built, and it's been a little stressful. So I'm excited for that to be done. And my grandpa passed away last week, and his funeral's this weekend. It's okay,
Whoa.
everybody listening. Don't
Sorry
shed
to
a
hear
tear.
that, man.
Don't shed a tear. He was very old. We were all praying it was his time.
I thought you were going to say, it's okay. He was very mean.
He was he was extremely kind. Rest in peace, Grandpa Jim Irie. He was a real one. He was a real one. But he was like 93. So he lived a very good long life.
Old timer, man.
Yeah.
Well,
so we're going to Pennsylvania for that this weekend.
Awesome.
But yeah, just busy. Just been a busy bee. So the reason I say that is I want to bring it up. Like, I want to make stuff again. I just want to prioritize time more into doing it. So I'm thinking, like, do you think it's realistic that by end of July we make our first episode? Or is that too late? Would you like to do sooner than that?
For me, I could do end of June. I can't do end of May. I'm going to be gone for the next 2 weeks, and then busy like stuff after that. Yeah. But end of June, I think I could do an episode by then.
Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit clearer,
that's just me.
I thought it was June now. I thought it was June now.
No, it's May. It's mid-May.
Okay. How about I'll commit to that too? Mid to end of June, I'll have the first episode of... I even have the idea. Like, I've told you this idea before. Alan Wake's is Twin Peaks, but better.
Right.
And I think that's a good subject to start on.
Bada bing, bada boom, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hot take that you're going to have to,
I'm
take people on a journey. But, like, I think I'm biased because I'm not a Twin Peaks guy, but I am an Alan Wake guy. I think you could make it. You can make that claim.
Dude,
make the argument.
I've been listening to the Laura Palmer theme from Twin Peaks on my playlist. I think it's going to be a top song I listen to.
Awesome.
This year. It's good, man. You should listen to it. Twin Peaks is such a unique and fun experience. In fact, wait till this fall to watch it.
Wait till this fall to watch.
Sorry, wait until like fall time.
Okay.
To watch Twin Peaks. I think it's a good spooky
is it like
show.
Set in autumn? Or no, you're just saying it's spooky.
It's a good spooky show, yeah.
Gotcha.
I think there's some autumn times in the show, but I want to say it's set in autumn. It's set in a spooky thing.
It's a set. Let me tell you. So I have PlayStation Plus right now. This sounds like a tangent, but it's related. I have PlayStation Plus right now, and I normally don't subscribe to online gaming services for the most part. I like buying games and just like completing them, and I'm not really into like competitive online stuff for the most part, so it never made sense. Why would I like subscribe to that? But I am subscribed because you get so many free games with PlayStation Plus. Holy cow, huge library available. And as a part of that, I'm looking into the future, and I don't think I'm going to subscribe to PlayStation Plus next year. So what I want to do is just, while I have it, play all of the games that are on PlayStation Plus that like sound interesting to me. Mm-hmm. And then in just this year, all of the games that I do have owned and purchased on my PlayStation, I don't touch because like I'll have them later. I need to enjoy this other thing now while I only have it temporarily. I bring this up because I've been really, really, really wanting to play like Alan Wake again, but I'm like trying to resist because I have like 6 months. Sorry, what was that?
You haven't done Final Draft.
I know I haven't done the Final Draft. Yeah, because I'm trying to like enjoy this service while I have it for another 6 months. But in any case, if another DLC drops before the end of year, doesn't matter. I'm definitely gonna play it again. But,
okay. That's fair enough. I think if you do a playthrough, I beat my second playthrough in like 6 hours.
Oh yeah, you're just whizzing. Nice.
Yeah, I did. And, I wanted to just experience the story. Some people will be like, "Oh, play it on nightmare mode." I want to know what the story is, so I whizzed right through, and that was worth it. I collected my other manuscript pages I didn't get yet. I looked up online like what moments new things come up, so I make sure I don't miss them. But I skip all the things I'm familiar with.
Word. So my first playthrough, it was pretty much a completionist playthrough, so I could probably zip through it pretty quick.
I'm excited for you to play Animal Well.
I know. I bought it on Switch, and I'm very excited to play that. I might play a little tonight. We'll see.
Let me tell you this. You're going to have plenty of time.
I've only heard glowing things about it. And so I'm excited.
Okay, so I beat the game. It took me like 6 hours to beat the main game.
Okay.
But for others, it might be a different time. And when I beat it, you kind of unlock this like thing at the end. I won't spoil it all, but
if you spoil anything for me, I'm gonna be pretty mad.
You just start realizing how deep this game goes and how much love and care the creator put into this game. Like, I've been looking online like for tips, like, hey, what's this thing mean? Like, I've noticed this while I've been playing. Like, what does this mean? And I'd be looking on like, oh my gosh, like, this is so deep. This character, I don't know how he came up with this stuff. Like, he practically did it himself. I know that there's some other people that are credited on the thing, but I've just been blown away. It's like I'm comparing it to Mario Odyssey of like depth and tools. I
loved Mario Odyssey so much.
Like that's what I'm going to compare it to, because it's cool, man. Like, I play it this week. And then when you want to talk about it and get into depth about tips or like things that you discovered, I want to talk about
it. Dude, sign me up, man. Yeah, I'm saving it for going on tour, expecting I'll probably have a lot of downtime, like in the green room and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping I get to play a lot of Animal Well, but we'll see.
Just don't hurt your thumbs too bad, because you got to play drums.
I know. Hopefully I don't pull any muscles. Also, what animal are you? Are you like a gerbil?
An animal?
Are you yeah.
I don't think you're an animal, but
you're just a cute little ball.
I kind of saw a video that was a spoiler that I, again, will not say anything, that I think does explain what you are in a way.
Okay, cool.
But when you play it, there's not really a story. It's after you beat the first ending where you kind of start having the opportunity to put pieces together. I think everyone's kind of experiencing a different thing, but it's been really cool. Today, specifically, I was playing it. And okay, oh my gosh. So on the PS5, I've never gotten into a game faster from the menu on PS5. It's like less than 10 seconds to start playing the game.
What up? Mm-hmm. That's nice.
I'd even say like closer to 6 or 7 seconds.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Well, all the more reason.
Pretty cool. The future's here, even though it's not like that heavy graphically. Pretty amazing. I can't wait for more. I hope there's DLC. And Big Mode should be proud.
I'm a huge Donkey fan, so I'm glad this one's a slam.
Did you watch his videos about the Animal Well coming out? It's like when Halo 2 meets Halo 3. That's what all the comments say.
Seriously, so funny.
That's what all the comments say on all the Instagram posts about Animal Well.
Yeah. It's like Halo 2 meets Halo 3. It's so funny.
Those guys are so hilarious.
I wish I was that funny. Hey, speaking of games, I don't know if this is a hot take or not.
Ooh.
But I played the remake of Final Fantasy VII for the first time this morning.
Oh, wait. Rebirth, is that when you're Cloud?
Yes. Because they split Final Fantasy VII into 2 remakes.
I believe so. Yeah.
The second one just came out recently. I'm playing the first one. It came out a while ago. I think it sucks. I do not like Final Fantasy games. I've never played them before, and I started playing it. I'm like, I don't think this is for me. This is
I downloaded it the other day because I was kind of bored. Like, this game has a lot of hype. Let me check it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I got past the tutorial barely, and I was like, this is so boring. Like,
it's so boring.
I'm doing the same thing, and I just don't feel like I'm thinking very much at all. It's very mindless, like, and that's a bit of a critique of Spider-Man, but at least I think Spider-Man is like, the story's good.
Yeah. Word.
And that's specifically Spider-Man PS4.
I'm not alone there.
That might just be us too. That just might be our genre of games. We tend to like similar genres of like the Elden Rings, the Dark Souls,
Yeah, it's true. The God of Wars. And in the defense of the game, I don't know why I'm doing this, because like there's a huge fan base. I don't need to defend the game from anyone, but like it's it's its own kind of genre defining thing, like turn-based, whatever. And it's also super duper Japanese. Like I feel like I'm playing an anime, like the way people talk and like interact with each other. And I'm not much of an anime guy either. Yeah, no, every time someone like walks or steps or looks at someone, it's like, like they do those little things, and it drives me insane. Like that is not a human behavior.
That's kind of where I started turning it off. Was in the tutorial. There's a bigger fellow, and he would just kind of pause
with the gun hand.
No, that's a different guy. That's he's like a tough guy with the sunglasses. I'm talking about like a smaller round guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And he just stares off. I'm like, okay, is this what I'm going to be dealing with the whole game? I do not want to do that.
Oh, this is the worst. For years, I've been on the sidelines looking at Final Fantasy, seeing people rave about them, and I would go, I wonder if that's for me. I don't think so. And I tried it this morning, and bro, it's not for me. It's dumb.
I hear you. You know what game you might like? I played it. I think I'm one of the few people that have played this game. It's called Eastward. Have you heard of it?
Eastward. Maybe. Is it?
Oh, go ahead. Oh, no. Okay. Think Joel and Ellie, but told in like this really good, like 16-bit, beautiful art style, and not as dark, but still dark.
I'm Googling this. Eastward.
I beat that story, and the main complaint was it's very dialogue heavy. But the story is interesting enough that I pushed through it, and the art style is beautiful, and I pushed through it. But they recently came out with an expansion that's completely separate from the game, that uses the same characters from the game, but like in a different situation. It's a Stardew Valley knockoff, and it's very enjoyable.
Really?
It's called Octopia.
Okay.
And
the base game of Eastward, is it combat? Is it just a story? What kind of game of
combat and story? I would say like there's boss battles and other things. It's a difficult game. It's extremely story driven. And I think it's a game that's worth the playthrough. I think that the people who made it deserve a little bit more hype. It's again, one of the most beautiful games I think people can play. It's a lot of love and care put into it. Too much dialogue. Everyone can agree on that. But the Octopia expansion is really fun.
Is that on like PlayStation Plus? Maybe ?
It's not on PlayStation. I looked it up the other day to see if it was, but it's on Switch. It's on PC. Okay. I hope one day it's on PlayStation because I think it would be great. Also, you got to play Dave the Diver.
I do. Actually, I played the first like half hour on PlayStation Plus, and I was like, dude, I think I'm really going to like this game.
It gets nuts, man.
But then I think I started playing. I created my 5th profile on Elden Ring, and I got distracted by that. So
you're not even following your own rule.
I know, but I stopped again. Well, okay, Ben, it's complicated. What had happened was my downstairs neighbor, they've been there for a little over, I think about a year, maybe a little less, actually. And we've chatted with them before, but we haven't like hung out too much. They've been pretty busy. But it turns out they're actually really, really cool. And like, we're friends with them now. And he just got a PS5 for the first time, and he just got Elden Ring, and he's like, hey, we should play. And I was like, okay, let's play. And so I downloaded Elden Ring again, and I've been playing it with him.
Okay, you can't riff on that. If you're using it as a term to socialize with people, I guess I'll allow it.
Thank you, Ben. But then, of course, I just kept playing it, and I kept playing it even when like we weren't playing. And so I had to cut myself off because I'm like, I don't want to overdo it right before the DLC. You know what I'm saying? So
yep.
Anyway.
I've been really enjoying watching YouTube videos about different builds on Elden Ring and like seeing if they like challenge themselves with a certain build and see how they can beat it.
Have you seen the Elon Musk build?
I've seen thumbnails of it. where his build is so terrible, but they try to beat the game with it.
Right. Yeah. I saw like one video where it's like, okay, I'm going to beat Melania as Elon Musk's build. And it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
That's such a good game. Elden Ring. Wow.
Oh,
We always come back. We always come back to our favorites, don't we?
Indeed we do, Ben. This is a side tangent, and I don't have much to say about it, but have you heard of the game? It's called Return. It just came out on Switch.
I don't know. Describe it to me.
I haven't played it, but it's like either an 8-bit or like a 16-bit sort of like style indie horror game. Side scroller, and it's kind of like, you slash people and then you shoot people. You have a gun and a sword kind of deal. I only bring it up because like I randomly just came across it and like, oh, that looks interesting. I clicked into it and then I watched a video about it. It looks like it's gonna be my favorite game of all time. Like I already. I mean, that's hyperbole. That's not actually gonna happen. But just like watching the little video, I was like, I feel like this is right up my alley. Like I think it just looks so stylized and so cool. So,
is it a Nintendo Switch exclusive?
I don't know. Let me see.
You know what? I tried Googling it. I put return Nintendo Switch game, and it's just like Steam. It keeps saying how to return the game. Like if you bought a game and you wanted to return it.
Oh, I know.
That's a bad name for a game.
Try Return. Dead Unicorn is the publisher, so that should probably get you what you need.
Okay.
Again, I know nothing about it. I might hate this game, but like just like the little glimpses of like the style of it, like, oh, I really want to get this thing.
Okay. How much is it? Okay, $18. I actually have money in my Steam account. Maybe if it has good reviews. Came out in May of last year. Huh.
Oh, it did. Okay. Well, don't feel pressure to get it. Again, I have not played this. It might suck. So
no, I have other ones. I have to get through Alan Wake 2 again, and then I'll probably have to get through Alan Wake 2 again because I want to stream it. I want to record it. I want to make content about it. Take it slow. What am I playing though right now? Animal Well. Yeah, that's so fun.
Word up. Then I think the only other thing I can think about talking about video games is I also just downloaded, I think it's called Raji. It is, hold on, let me look this up. Is it Raji? Yeah, Raji, an ancient epic. It's like an isometric kind of platformer action game. It's really cool because it's really focused on like Indian culture and religion. So you have like a lot of conversations going on between like Vishnu and like other gods while you're like this little girl doing this main quest. And anyway, I might play it. I thought it was pretty good. I had a good first impression.
What's it called again?
I'm kind of playing right now. Raji.
Okay.
Raji.
It reminds me
it's on PlayStation.
It reminds me of this other game on PlayStation called, I think, T'Challa or something. No. What's it called?
That's the Black Panther.
No. Yeah, that's not right. It's but I think it is an African girl. It's very Breath of the Wild, like Legend of Zelda. Or maybe she's Hawaiian.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. What is that game called?
Little racially ambiguous, if I remember. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It might be African. Okay, yeah, but I tried playing that one. I think if I wanted to dedicate more time to a game, that one would be a fun one. You know what I was just thinking that we could try to do to encourage engagement on this channel is
got to do it.
Maybe what we can do at the end of every episode is like ask people to recommend the worst game that they've played on PlayStation Plus, and we'll play it. Not guaranteed all the way through or anything, but we'll play and like make a little video of playing the worst game according to you on PlayStation Plus.
Dude, I'm into it. Let's do it.
I think we could play some weird stuff and get some good laughs.
Yeah, I wonder what the worst game on PlayStation Plus is. I
think there's a lot of stinkers.
Clarification. It's got to be PlayStation Plus base. I don't have the premium one, so the middle of the road.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get rid of my premium one next year. But for now, it's working out.
Okay, well, let's make that official. Anyone watching this, this is our challenge. Comment below the worst game on PlayStation Plus base. And we will play it for a little bit. That's the challenge.
Well, if you do happen to know one that's on the premium one, I could play it and Scott can stream and watch me do it. So
yeah,
I guess in the end, like if there's only premium ones that suck, I can suffer and Scott can witness. But we'll take turns. We'll do it. And I don't know if you have a preferred gamer we can see as well. Scott's got to play this or Ben's got to play that, because you guys know us so well by now. This is the 4th episode.
yeah, man. Yeah, what's playing these bad games? It just made me think of that one line from Ron Weasley. He goes, "You're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it." So we will suffer for you.
Yeah, yes. And by the way, nice mustache. Speaking of Ron Swanson.
Thank you, man. I don't have anything else to say about it other than I have a mustache.
Yeah. Heck of a caterpillar.
Well, before we hop, any other life updates? Like, forget media stuff. What's new with Ben and
any other life
Ben and Rachel?
updates?
And your child.
Noah's doing great. She's growing. She's She sleeps so good at night and usually takes very good naps. She's like you saw. She's very opinionated lately, and very particular about things. Like if we feed her, it's got to be in a bowl, or we gotta. That's not the right snack. And there's one
waiter,
thing.
This isn't in a bowl. Take it back. Send it back to the chef.
There's one thing the other day that I did. I think I cut some food for her in a certain way that she didn't like, and I just ruined it for her, and it was just rough. She also has this little slide in this room next to me, a really small one, and she insists I walk her up and down it constantly. That's hard to do. I'm tired.
I don't blame you, man.
But she's a relatively very happy baby. Other life updates.
Delightful.
I mean, I told you a lot of them. My grandpa's dead.
Yep. Dead grandpas.
Okay. Maybe we're going to Athens in October.
Greece?
Yeah.
Whoa. Did I know that? I might have known that, but I don't know.
We might have thrown it out there that we're thinking about it. I did this thing, and I think more people should try it. If you're going on a trip, use ChatGPT to create an itinerary for you. Is it good? It was great. Because Rachel has done a lot of research about what to do in Athens, but we never did an itinerary or anything. And so I put in ChatGPT hey, we have a 2-year-old daughter. We're going to be here for 6 days in total in Athens. We want to travel to some islands, but we always have to make sure we're back by 1:30 p.m. for our daughter's nap. And we need to include travel time in there. And we typically don't do a ton of touristy things, but we want to mix a little bit of that in there. But with most of the stuff, what we like doing, walking in and enjoying the culture of where we're staying.
Dude, you're kind of blowing my mind right now. Yeah.
Include the pricing for things as well. So how much taxis are, how much Airbnbs typically are, and how much meals are. Because they recommended restaurants too. And they created a 6-day detailed itinerary that I think we're going to definitely at least build off of. So everybody out there, use ChatGPT to plan your trips. It's pretty accurate and helpful.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because, well, okay, it's still a mystery to me what exact databases that ChatGPT is pulling from, but it would make sense to me that a lot of the public information about geography and people's Google and Yelp stuff would be available, and it would be actually really good at doing that. So that's pretty smart, dude.
It was really fun, and you guys should do it. I might try to see and maybe try putting in those things in our previous episode. Julia talks about the best place that they could live, Salt Lake City, and it would be curious if you input it in ChatGPT, like your information and like the things that you value, and then see what they say would be the top city.
Yeah. So right now you've inspired. I pulled up ChatGPT. So I'm going to be in Bellingham, my hometown, next week.
That's right.
For
Yeah.
a couple of days on tour. I might just be one day, but I'm hoping 2 days. And I'm going to put ChatGPT to the test. I'm going to ask it to make me an itinerary, and I'll know because I live there if it's actually like smart. But at the same time, I kind of do want an itinerary. I would love to know like what to do.
Right.
In the early summer.
Get specific too, if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, Rachel, guess what? Scott's middle name is Alan. Can you believe it? He's from Washington as well.
Dude, I'm from the Pacific Northwest, Washington. My name's Alan, bro.
What, Rach? That's what I'm thinking. I think the reason why I like Scott is because he fits a lot of the things I love. You know what's funny? I go on the Alan Wake Reddit page every day.
Of course.
And a few things. One, I finally got a thermos. I got a Oh Dear Diner thermos. It's shipping from Germany.
You got it. You finally got it.
Yeah, on Amazon. And I'm really excited. I didn't have to pay scalper pricing or anything. And then another thing is somebody said like something about the settings in Alan Wake. Or no, they said like, where's everybody from? Like, I'd love to know where people live and like who are fans of Alan Wake. And I was just like, you know what's fun? Like, I'm from Arizona, which was the setting for Alan Wake American Nightmare. I love the Pacific Northwest. I visited there. I can say now that my friend Scott Allen Knutson is from
S. Allen Knutson.
S. Allen Knutson is from the Pacific Northwest. I lived in Virginia for 2 years, like Saga Anderson's from Virginia, and now I live in New York.
And now you live in New York. Wow.
So I've kind of touched all of the settings of the game so far.
Dude, you need to get a job at Remedy. You got to move to Finland. Make it happen.
I should, because from my understanding, when they started designing the New York stuff for Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, Sam Lake had never been to New York City.
Oh, really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Okay, anyways, I kind of interrupted you. What did your ChatGPT come up with?
Oh, no, it's totally fine. A few days of actually pretty solid ideas of stuff that I would want to do. Finally had it. If I was like kind of touristing my hometown, I kind of nailed it. Like where I would go and what I would do.
I think
so. That's tight.
Do you want to meet next week? Like maybe Monday or Tuesday night and do another podcast, and maybe we just use ChatGPT questions. We just ask ChatGPT stuff. And
can't do next week. I'll be on the road.
Well, I can't do next week either because I'll be at a funeral.
Oh, that's right.
Oh wait, okay. We'll just do it after you get back from tour.
Yeah, it'll be in June sometime. I get
June.
back like June 2nd.
All right.
So.
I have a shoot on June 5th, so maybe we do like June 6th or something. Oh, you know how we can end this?
Tell me.
Okay. So a long time ago, I love playing with ChatGPT. Let's see, where is it? Maybe I can't find it. Oh, come on.
Ben, don't leave me hanging. Side note,
here we go.
You might have edited the last video, but would you be down to edit this one too? I'm going to be out of.
Yeah. I can totally do that.
I can take the next two.
Sounds good.
That's the case.
So on ChatGPT back in early 2023, I asked it to write a fan fiction story about the prophets and apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints fighting bad guys in the style of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my gosh.
So it's not too long.
I need to hear this.
If you want to hear the story.
Yeah.
It was a dark and stormy night in Salt Lake City, Utah. The prophets and apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints were gathered in the temple for a special meeting. Suddenly, the doors burst open and a group of villains stormed in. The leader of the group, the leader of the group, a powerful being known as Zoltar, stepped forward. "We have come to destroy your church and claim this city as our own," he declared. The prophets and apostles knew they had to act fast. They stood up and began to channel their inner power, summoning energy that glowed brightly around them. As the energy grew stronger, the prophets and apostles began to transform, their clothes ripped away, replaced by brightly colored battle armor. They had become warriors, ready to fight for their faith. Zoltar and his minions charged forward, but the prophets and apostles were ready. They dodged and weaved around the villains, their movements faster than the eye could see. With a mighty shout, they launched themselves into battle. The fight was intense. The prophets and apostles traded blows with the villains, their power levels growing higher and higher. The energy they created shockwaves that shook the temple to its foundations. As the fight raged on, and we're a little over halfway now. As the fight raged on, it became clear that the prophets and apostles were outmatched. Zoltar was too powerful, and his minions were relentless. But just when all hope seemed lost, a voice cried out, "Use the spirit bomb." It was Elder Holland.
What?
The prophets and apostles knew what he meant. They began to gather all their energy, focusing it into a single point. A massive ball of energy formed in their hands, growing larger and larger.
Yes.
Finally, with a mighty roar, the prophets and apostles unleashed the spirit bomb. The ball of energy shot toward Zoltar, growing larger and larger as it flew. Zoltar was shocked. He had never seen such power before. He tried to stop the spirit bomb, but it was too late. The energy struck him head-on, exploding with a blinding light. When the light faded, Zoltar and his minions were gone. The prophets and apostles had emerged victorious. As the battle ended, the prophets and apostles slowly transformed back into their normal selves. They looked around the temple, stunned by what just happened. Elder Bednar turned to the others. "We did it," he said. "We defended our faith and protected our city." The others nodded in agreement. They had fought a fierce battle, but their faith had carried them through. They knew that they would always stand together, ready to fight for their beliefs whenever they were threatened. And with that, the prophets and apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints returned to their work, ready to continue spreading their message of peace and love throughout the world.
Wow. Incredible.
Oh, man. Okay, this is what we got to do, too, at the end of these now. We should do a bedtime story that ChatGPT comes up with, and we give it a prompt, and
that's so cute.
we read it to each other. So next time you can do the prompt.
Sounds good. Okay, I love that idea. Yes.
The spirit bomb.
Said
Elder Holland.
I mean, if the apostles and prophets were going to have a signature move, it's going to be called the spirit bomb.
I think I give ChatGPT credit. That's a good use of that.
It is a great use of that.
Okay.
Well done.
I think without further ado, then maybe we wrap this up.
Yeah, man. No, it was great chatting. This is long overdue. I'm glad we connected.
This feels like a good episode. It feels like there wasn't very many lulls, and we just talked about a lot of fun things. So, thanks,
our subscribers
everybody.
are gonna love it.
Let's if we reach our subscriber goal of 13, we will upload another video.
We're nailing this. It's always fun getting gripped with you, Ben.
It's always fun.
Ugh. And I wish you the best of time, and don't squeeze your cats to death.
I won't. And you do the same. All right. See you later, man.
See you, dude.
Bye.